Welcome back to AI War 2, Zany Zenith continuing, and of course our focus remains getting this Nomad crash done, knocking out the Jabbewock AI, but some time is going to be needed to actually set that up. We have most of our turrets in here. We are moving our battle stations, just started them, back this way, because we're going to put some of those up there along with the Citadel ones. But we have a CPA coming, so we've got to deal with that first. We've got another wave hitting us. There's almost always another wave hitting us. That's not new. But regardless, let's try to clear this out. And so, you know, most of it is just a gradual buildup of this point at getting everything ready. Okay, the CPA is almost 300. But I'm actually wondering if they're starting to run out, or if the CPAs will escalate higher. It's only been 2 hours since this last CPA, because we're now at the point where they're in the second cycle of CPAs. They've all fired at least one. Okay, we've got some interesting waves that are coming. So we're going to move you over this way.
On our way.
The reserve fleet can handle the Malignus one. And then we've got just do our usual bit of knocking out the CPA, making sure it doesn't cause too much trouble. And then we have some more setup that I'm going to want to get done. You gonna make your way in here or not? There it is, just taking its sweet time.
Yes, sir.
And you can join the fun here.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're getting some CPA in this direction. Actually, the area that we left. You know what? That's strong enough. I'm gonna throw an outguard at you. So, all the hybrid Spire Warriors are always fun to deal with. Here they come. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're having any fun over there. Nope. They took it out. Okay. That's where they decided to hit. Let's head back over there as quickly as we can. And rebuild. It's not a critical planet. You know, it's not a situation where it's a big problem. We just have to resolve the situation. If you look in here, you can see we've got a bunch of Svikari, which are headed the wrong direction. Clean up whatever's left, boys. do also have this miner coming. Gonna need to deal with that as well. But, you know, one thing at a time. And I sort of like the way I think this galaxy has turned out in terms of there's always something happening. I feel like I have enough time in between the CPAs to accomplish things without being super stressed, but it's never boring. Like, there's always some new thing that's cropping up that I have to deal with. Everybody's got their own balance for that in terms of, you know, like just how good you are and then, you know, how much you care to be interrupted. So this type of galaxy, not for everybody, but I'm enjoying it a fair bit. Okay. We've probably got about 100, 150 or so left from that CPA. And we're draining a lot of metal here. But nobody else is really coming our way. At least yet. Okay, it's gradually going down. Taking out little bits here and there. Okay. Well, I'm going to move on to the next bit here. Even though we've got some more from the CPA coming, I don't think we have a lot. So I want to hack this one more time. I want to get the spiders. And of course, if you've seen me play before, spiders very powerful. They slow down the enemy, infinite range. And especially in a lot of our systems, we're trying to help defend with Stakari present. I think they're really going to help. Got the hacking, so we might as well use it. Pretty good amount of strength coming off of that thing, though. The hacking responses are, well, they're becoming less trivial. We're going to handle them, but they're going to take, you know, some time. There's a bit of a cost to it now. Get those turrets put up, but we're going to need a little bit more in the way of metal, so we're going to wait a bit on that. Overall threat going slightly down still. So I want to head now over here. And deal with all of that. All these poor Svikari taking up residence on this planet, they do not know that they will not long survive there.
AI planning attack on home planet.
Huh. That is coming from the direction of, yep, coming from up there. So, none of those are particularly scary. Always worth a bit of extra caution when you're dealing with attackers on the homeworld.
En route.
But should not be a problem. Ah. Spire Destroyer decided to show up over here.
Came for.
So how long do we have? About 3 minutes, okay.
The AI is targeting a critical piece of our infrastructure.
Well, that looks fun. We're just going to let that play out. Plasma Guardian and Bombard, yeah, that'll probably go down. We're going to knock down this miner, and then we'll come back that way. Yeah, we're having no problems there. Good. Where are you headed? Okay. Fakari joining in, nice of them, and we'll gradually wear this sucker down. Of course, we're going to get our bit of science and hacking out of that, is the point. There we go. And now we're going to move back down here and see if we can salvage this system.
Sure thing.
They're going after all this Fakari stuff now, which is both good and bad. Seems to me that the Sakari's mobile military is having some trouble keeping up with everything. There we go. See what's going on here. Seem to be doing reasonably well there also. Okay, this is going to get cleaned up. So what I'm going to do now, off screen, is we're going to... I want to transfer this one. We haven't gotten any attacks on here recently. I think I want to switch this back to logistics. Save a little bit of energy. We have a good amount now, but that's going to get a little more tight as we build up. I'm going to put up snipers, or spiders rather, everywhere. And especially, of course, I'm going to want to pile them into the Nomad systems. Or the Nomad system and this one down here. Some in each, I think. And then we're going to just basically have to wait for our metal to build up to the point where we can get all of that going and have a good amount of metal, most of our max, and crash the Nomad. And I want to have a strong metal going into that, which even if we just built the stuff and got no further attacks, it's going to take like 20 minutes to make that happen. But when it does, we'll jump back in and get that Nomad hack rolling. Well, we're ready to take this on now. It's taken longer than I thought. A little over 5 hours in, we've actually endured another CPA that was stronger than I expected. Almost 400 strength, lost a system, recovered it, etc. But I think that we are set here just about. We have, you know, everything that we're going to want in here, and we're 11 million plus. So that's not quite full metal, but there's going to be another CPA coming before too much longer. I want to get this done ahead of that. We've got the Zenith Architrave starting to spool up again, etc. In here, just to make sure they don't try any funny business, I'm going to switch this back to military. We have the energy. And then there is one other system that I forgot to handle up here in Jawbreaker. For some reason, I forgot to put spider turrets up here. Not sure why that slipped my mind, but we will go ahead and plop them down, put that force field back where it's supposed to be. And then this is... Okay, we've got a wave that's going to be hitting here in a minute, so we're going to hang out here for that. Let's go ahead and get this Nomad hack done. And this costs 80. So if you contemplate that 80 plus the 20 we spent here already, 100 hacking to get this done. This is not at all a cheap thing, but that's what we want to hit. And look at the time here, 780 seconds. Now, I tried this a few times at different spots, and to my surprise, I think it's normalized. I don't think it matters much based on the distance you are from it. Like, if it's farther away, it'll just move faster, so that basically you're required to defend for a certain amount of time, regardless how far away the planet is. So that's kind of interesting. And then, okay, let's see how this goes.
Exogalactic strike force targeting home planet.
Yep, they're definitely going to be attacking us, that's for sure. I want to help clean up a few more waves with this reserve fleet, and then as soon as we start getting hit hard, go back there. Okay. Here we are. Let's see what we can do to clean up this mess. We're actually still going up in metal. And we're about 2.5 million below peak, so we couldn't have held on for much more, even if we did wait. Okay, they're starting to hit Malignus now. We've got another big wave coming over here. I wonder if we can afford the time to divert and handle that. Frankly, that's an expendable system, so I should probably err on the side of just defending and being like, look, if they hit that and we can't handle it, then that's just the way it is. Not sure which way that's going to go. Okay. We are going to load up.
Sensors detect an exogalactic
And make our way back to Malignus, where everything else is sort of doing its thing. I want all of you, if you would please, to just hang out back here. So far, so good. But of course, we have like 11 minutes left, so there's a long time remaining. Okay, you come back here, and I actually don't want you to be on pursuit or anything. You're gonna stay there. I'm gonna do like attack move here. Then unload. And just sort of move you, the flagship, back. Okay. Here we go. Exo Strike Force, yay. And we're not seeing anything on the Nomad yet. So we've just got to absorb whatever they're going to throw at us for another 10 minutes or so. And of course there'll be cleanup afterwards, but it's only going to keep mounting for another 10 minutes or so. Let's maybe move you back a little bit more. And maybe throw you in here. I just sort of want to gradually realign everybody as best I can. Okay, and now this is all underway. I'm not sure where to throw the outguard, but I'm going to take the risk of throwing them in here to help. Because I think they could make a difference in this area. Alright. Of course, a lot of Safari are going to go down in this, but this is meant to be an epic fight, and from a game balance point of view, this is a really hard thing to balance on that side too. It's kind of like the super terminal, because it's either weak enough that you're killing an AI, potentially winning the game for only playing against one AI, or it's so strong that you're never going to do it. And from what I can tell, it's actually a little bit better balanced than what I had been initially told. I think they may have tweaked some. Because it seems to me, at least from the limited amount I've been able to experiment with it, that this is actually, kind of like the super terminal also, in the fact that you don't want to do it on super high difficulties, but up to that point it's manageable. And that's a hard line to walk. I think maybe it could be made stronger, and particularly on lower AI progress, but that's a fine line again. We are holding it off for now here. There's not a lot happening on the other end. I'm wondering if we just didn't send enough, like if we had too many over there. See, the reason I put more force over here, somewhat more force, over on the Nomad is you don't know what direction they're coming from, so I thought it'd be harder to defend, and that may still end up being true. But it sure looks like the majority of it is going to the homeworld. So I may have deployed wrong. In any case, we are down now to 6 minutes and change. And Jawbreaker here is not doing so hot. But some of these are their exostrike forces. Look, if they want to take out this planet, instead of sending them, here, that's fine. That just makes it easier for us. And yeah, Heavy Beam Guardian, Kite Guardian, so lots of strong stuff. Outguard, a minute and a half. Definitely looks like I'm going to want to call them in here when they round up again. And Jawbreaker it's at least holding the line for the moment. Of course, yeah, this is all about buying time. It's over 1,000 threat, but we just need to hold them off for long enough that Nomad to do its business. Let's check out how that's going. We're starting to hit with a little more power over here, but nothing like we're seeing over there. Of course, maybe part of that's probably just we're killing them faster on this side too. Still, okay, just went under the 10 million mark there. Got lots of that. Jawbreaker's now getting crushed. Okay. I can't afford to really care. Yeah, Nomad's fine. It looks like this is all going to be about what happens in Malignus. We're either going to hold them here or we're going to be in trouble. Probably not any more complicated than that. They're really starting to press in. What are these over here anyway? Spiders? Okay. Moderately dangerous. This appears to just gradually be getting worse. Okay. So, we're going to lose this. Probably going to save that. Now, the question is, when do we evacuate here on the Nomad? Because we're at just a little under 4 minutes. How long can this survive without our fleets? That's basically the question. And I think I don't want my support fleet over here at all anymore, actually. We're just going to evacuate them now. Now, you have to evacuate before the crash. That part isn't optional. They're going to cripple on their way out. Because if you have them on the planet, like, we would lose this entire fleet. And if we had this, or one of the battle stations on the planet, you lose the fleet and all the ships and turrets associated with it. So, that would be a complete disaster. And there's really no good way out of here. But I think I've got to keep my main fleet in here longer. Now, I could shift the ships. I could shift the ships over to one of the other fleets, but they'd all get scrapped and have to be rebuilt. They get scrapped if they're not being transferred to something that's in the same system that they are. And I don't think I need to take that step. I could be wrong, but I don't think I do. So we can just hold out here for, you know, it's not that much longer. But on the other hand, boy, this is really getting hit. I think I'm going to wait till this gets to about 3 minutes. And if the Nomad isn't doing too badly, then I'm going to evacuate. Yeah, we're reducing this down. Okay. I'm going to call it. Now, again, this could be too soon or whatever. You know, I could be wrong about this entirely. But I'm going to try to get out of here. Alright, one step at a time. Jawbreaker finally went down. Okay. So, like, I can't get out this way because that's where the homeworld is. So I can try to get out this way. Is really my only good option. You know, this is an alarm post. I don't want to hit that. So we're just going to come down. We're going to come down to here first. Let's just take this one bit at a time. Okay. Now you've escaped. And if I've left too soon and we get hit here in Nomad, we could end up losing the whole thing. So it's kind of a high-risk situation. Okay, we've made it through one system. This doesn't look quite so hot. It looks like we caught it at a time when they didn't have a bunch of Warden and Hunter in here, which is really the whole deal. Okay, let's get into Greenium. Come on, there we go. Now we're pretty much safe, because we've cleared out these systems before. You may remember when we ran through to get those 2 data centers? That's when that happened. Okay, let's see. If I were to come back up here now... What path are you going to take? Yeah, you'll come down through this way. I don't see a problem with that. Just want to make sure that you're coming where I want you to. I didn't actually hit that right. And that's why. Okay.
Hitting out.
All right. Yeah, this is... I think they're getting through now, actually. I need to retreat to the homeworld with that. Battle stations, etc. And let's move... Maybe protect that area a little bit more. Block it off for a little bit longer. Maybe they aren't getting through yet. Okay. Go back through for the moment. I just want to make sure.
Nav settings updated.
You go on pursuit now. Two minutes on the Nomad. And they've got 200 strength on this planet. I think I left at about the right time, but boy, are we ever going to find out. Okay, just over a minute and a half. They're starting to get a little bit into Ergo, but we're actually wearing them down some in Malignus. I mean, now we're getting crushed down here too, but like the Svikari are coming in. We're gradually lowering their numbers. Where's our fleet anyway? Oh, it's here. I didn't think we'd get here this fast. Okay. You come over here and you help. Yeah, I don't care about our forces on Jawbreaker. I really don't. Nomad 3, yeah, you've broke them down under 100. I definitely didn't leave too early there. Okay. There's not much coming through to Ergo. So this hasn't been a totally brinksmanship thing, but it hasn't been pleasant and comfortable either. And without this Vicari, it might have gotten really close. 45 seconds till the crash. They've got a ton in here. Ergo has some, but not a lot. Yeah, okay. We're actually chasing them out of here for now. Are you getting hit by exo waves? Nope, that's a normal wave. Nomad's getting hit by some, but it looks like we've turned the tide in Malignus. And okay, this is, yeah, they're really starting to come in here, but that's actually kind of okay because we have just a little bit of time left. So if we look at the actual location, it's over here. It's like right on top of things. And let's see the final seconds. Actually, let's see it from the view of the homeworld. What does the homeworld look like when this happens? Oh, look at all that fun stuff they have happening in here. Everybody's milling about. You got a subjugator. They don't exist anymore. Well done. Jabbewock lost its coordination with the other factions and is now rogue. Nomad station now destroyed, etc., etc. All this Vicari, everything that we had on there, that planet no longer exists. And they have 1,500 threat. Now, AI progress is almost up to Mark III, but not quite. And our reduction would take it down. Okay, we've used up all of our AI progress reduction now. We're actually right at the floor, but we have no extra. Like, it's exactly at the floor at this moment. Interesting. So the next bit of AI progress we get will push us over. This battle is happening here. So what I think I'll do is I'll head over to this planet and rescue them. And of course, all this stuff's going to have to rebuild. We've used almost all of our metal. You know, I'm going to need to... Oh, did they actually recapture it? Yeah, they recaptured Jawbreaker. So I'm definitely going to need to come back in there with some strength and clear that out. But we can do it. Oh, and also prepare for the CPA. So, all of that coming up next time. But hey, we've knocked out one of the AIs and we can move on to greater things. And that will be coming up when we return to Zany Zenith. See you then.